안녕하세요, 좋은게임인데요. 오늘 할 게임은 그 스팀 게임 어나더 어드벤처였나? 이게 무슨 소리야? 알람? 응? 내가 이제 뭘 누른 거지? 아직 한글판이 안 나온 것 같아요. Tomorrow he was long. 30분이야? 한번 더 눌러야겠다. 저거밖에 선택지가 없는 것 같기도 하고. Separate game. 30분에 한 번씩 눈을 뜨네. 7시네. 챕터 1. 첫 번째 장이네요.
Johnny is an ambitious college student. Every night, he sets the alarm to 6 a.m. the following morning.
6, 8.
He thinks he'll get up early the next day, run 5 kilometers at the park, have a nice breakfast, and then walk into class with style. But every day, Johnny has to tap the snooze button a million times. He struggles to get up, but feels like his bed won't let him.
책임다. 소리 봐. 일어나기 싫어. 이렇게 꼭 있네.
Believe it or not, my bed doesn't want me to get up. That's what he always tells his friends.
침대에서 일어나기 싫었습니다.
When there are only 15 minutes left before his first class, he finally manages to get up. It's nice outside today, but he has to sit in the classroom. Hearing these unbearably outdated lectures is a real waste of life.
핸드폰이네. 뭐지? 뭘 해야 되는 거지? 이거 누르네. 타이밍 맞춰서. 찰칵. 중요하기. 동의합니다.
Johnny has a sudden thought, so he writes it on the post.
뭐야?
My alarm doesn't wake me up. My dream does.
Share successfully.
As usual, there's no time left for breakfast. He has to attend class on an empty stomach. Walking through the crowd, a feeling of absurdity can always strike him in the face. When did the ivory tower become a factory to produce boring company employees? I can't become one of them. If a man has no dream, then what's the difference between him and a fish? But what exactly is his dream? Johnny doesn't know yet. It doesn't really matter right now, he thinks. I still have 4 years to figure it out.
갈 수가 없지? 부금이 정말 좋네요, 이거. 아닌데, 이 게임 스팀에서 1,000 얼마에 샀어요. 이거 좀 특이해 보여서 샀는데, 이거 어떻게 하라는 거지? 이렇게 하는 거구만. 그런 거였어? 아니네. 도전까지 달성했죠? 이것도 설마?
Fortunately, he dashes through the building and just manages to make it in as the bell rings.
선생님인가 보죠?
Shiny! Yes.
실석 부르네.
Landy.
랜디.
Yes?
네.
Johnny?
Johnny.
Yes. Wendy?
Wendy.
Yes.
왜 다 남자야?
Finney? Finney? Is Finney here?
Finney가 여기.
Damn. Finney was up all night raiding with his guild. Guess he hasn't made it to class yet. Should I answer for him?
물어보자.
Yes.
물어보려면 원래 핸드폰을 해야겠지?
Johnny is a reasonably responsible student. He doesn't attend class just to pass the roll call.
저거
And of course, he doesn't leave his cozy bed just to play with his phone in class.
장면인 줄
Oh,
알았지.
it's not my fault. My phone vibrated first.
수업자들
Johnny thinks.
최고지. 오, 샤이니 웬디 12개의 트위트.
Johnny feels happy that he isn't alone. His dream really does wake him up every morning. He looks up at the blackboard. The teacher is still repeating stuff out of the textbooks from the 80s. Do all of these basic principles really need to be proven step by step? He thinks his professor's snail-paced lessons are an insult to his intelligence.
아, 너무 느리하는 건가? 아, 또 올려 핸드폰 진짜. 뭐야? 트렌딩 헤드라인. 8월 18일인가 보네요. 스토리 바이 스키드. 브라이트 아이디어. 좋아요 눌러줘야지. 이것도 좋아요. 이것도 좋아요고. 댓글 써? 스마일. 촛불. 촛불밖에 안 돼?
Johnny doesn't recognize the country. But as a compassionate young man, he feels like he should share the post and add a candle.
캔들. 뭐야? 아, 또 올려. 누구야, 진짜? 큐라? How to become a good stock trader is crazy. 이거 무슨 뜻이지? 오픈? So happy to get more than 1,000 likes. Thanks guys, I am really flirted. Just want to refer directly to some late comments here. Like help plus enter message.
Johnny leaves an angry comment.
Shouldn't we be
You guys don't have any real dreams.
college improving our service and building towards our future? You guys don't have any real dreams. 보내도록 합시다. 아, 영어 역시 좀 더 잘 쓰는 것 같아. 리틀 조니. 핸드폰에 나오는
Although
말도 안
Johnny
해.
hasn't been paying attention to class for a while, he doesn't think catching up is worth it.
클래스.
These lessons have been
한다고?
obsolete for years, Johnny thinks.
좀 이따 핸드폰 또 올리겠지 뭐. 내 이럴 줄 알았다. 메시지. 꺼져. 아, 왜 이렇게 메시지 많이 와? 치킨? 방금 치킨을 본 것 같은데. 뭐야, 이 사람 왜 이렇게 인기가 많아? 와씨. 뭔데? 아, 뭐야 이게?
Another productive day down the drain. Although class today was useless, I managed to learn a lot on Twitter and Quora. Johnny
메시지
thinks.
뭔데? 메시지 이렇게 많이 오냐? 알람을 맞춰놓읍시다. 알람은 항상 6시에.
Johnny is an ambitious college student.
이거 무슨 뜻인지 모르겠네. 대학교 학생인데. 오! 아, 이거 연타 안 하면 밀리는구나. 뭔데? 열심히 연타했더니. 처음에 이게 존이 꿈이야? 챕터 2네. 아, 챕터 2입니다. 챕터 2네요.
Jack is a programmer who dreams of changing the world. He has worked
세계를
for a
바꾸는
top tech
프로그래머가 되고
company for
싶은
several
잭.
years. Whenever he spends time as a campus recruiter, he hears youngsters talking about their dreams. But when he looks for a true geek like him, he can't find anyone that fits the bill.
맞는 걸 찾을 수 없었다네. 당신은 채용되지
Another
않았습니다.
perfect morning, Jack thinks. If you want to be a geek, you need to dress like
건가?
one at first.
자, 옷을 입자. 자, 이거 아니야. 이거? 아, 이거 뭐 안경이 아니었어? 이거지.
Cosplaying as an insurance salesman from time to time is okay. But going player number 9527 has a wild imperfect. Jack often feels pity for people who have to get up early to catch the metro. Since his company follows a flexible schedule, he can go out when fewer people are on the subway.
사람 진짜 많다.
Of course, fewer is a relative term here. The metro is always incredibly crowded.
이거 뭐 어쩌라는 거지? 뭔데? 방향키가 아닌데? 아, 마우스로 움직이는 거구나. 사람이 밟고지도 않았냐, 왜? 밟히네. 덕지 크다. 여기 또 큰 애 있다.
Every morning on the Hillcrest Metro line, the trains are filled with bracing stench of wild programmers. But Jack knows he's different from the rest. Is there any other reason to live than to change the world? He has the same thought as Steve Jobs.
스티브 잡스처럼. 안 넣는다고야?
But how to change?
하지만 어떻게
He's not
바꾸지?
sure.
그는 확실하지
It's
못했습니다.
okay, he thinks.
괜찮겠지.
He's still young, and time is on his side.
그나저
His current plan is to gain experience at a big company
커다란 회사에서
and gather the
경험을
strength
얻었어.
to change the
얻을
world in the
계획이라고?
future.
얘가 봐도 야리는데?
In fact, Jack doesn't like the company he works for very much. Even though the company pays for his talent, they can never buy his heart. If I were the boss, I'd just earn money and grow my company without being evil like this.
악마? 너희는 아직 준비가 안 됐다. 아, 여긴가 보네요. 여기 내려와야 되는 곳이.
Jack is happy that he chose to become a programmer. Because as long
프로그래머
as he's in
스텝한 걸
front of
정말
a
행복하게
computer,
여긴다고?
he feels like he has the power to change the whole world.
얍. 아니 의외로 그래픽이 쩔잖아. 그냥 컴퓨터 킬 때 그거 갖다 놓은 건가? 옥놀이서도 별것 없네. 둥. 뭐라고? 아니? 네?
There are two types of people in the world.
세상에 10가지 사람이
Those that
있습니다.
understand binary and those that don't.
설마 이거냐? 쓰리 아톰 대체 어떻게 만들어 놓은 거야? 잠깐만, 물음표가 이거라고? 1 플러스 1은 이거면 진짜 잭 때려 없애버릴 거야. 아니네. 아니네. 10.
As a die-hard geek,
쓰리가
Jack hates to use IDEs like Visual
다
Studio
버려.
and
나
Vim.
브라우저 버려.
Just a
내
crutch.
컴퓨터 버려.
A
안되네.
beginner's toy. A real expert can create the most brilliant codes with nothing but a plain text editor like Notebook.
New text.
When you come right down to it, Jack's job is pretty simple. All he needs to do is type
기계어로
rows
쓰냐?
and ones in the
어셈블리어도
right
아니고.
order.
안 보여. 내가 어디 치고 있는 거지? 아, 여기구나. 더러운 놈. 진짜 더럽다. 아! 다행이다. 어? 왜 이가 있어? 뭔데 이거?
Even if he encounters an unsolvable bug, he could just
Leave a comment and leave the take care of it. Tell the product manager.
tell the product manager that her requirements are impossible on a fundamental technical level. Such a huge company. Jack thinks that most people are totally wasting their time here. Barely anyone here truly loves technology, shares his belief in the potential for progress, or hopes to change the world. With that lonely thought in mind, he keeps typing O's and ones. While eating lunch in the cafeteria, Jack sometimes meets up with Charles. He's one of the few guys at the company that Jack has anything in common with. The cat food has been awful lately. Totally. The logistics department has lost their minds.
그렇지.
Speaking of which, our new product manager is a
dumbass. Really dumbass. Complete dumbass.
complete dumbass. You can say that again. Her requirements are ridiculous.
정말 쓰레기
I
같단
wonder
소리죠?
why they even recruited her.
어떻게
far as I'm
0101만 쓰는
concerned,
기어에서 2를 쓸
everyone
수가
in
있어.
HR is a real dumbass.
The best.
I read in Steve Jobs' biography that the kind of people a company hires is determined by the founder's genes. I think
Our boss can bear those dumb asses for such a long time. No, he is a dumb ass too. 으잉? Spectre dumb ass. 왜 둘 다 적어 들어가지? Will drive this company into the
our
ground.
boss is also a spectacular dumbass that will drive this company into the ground. I think our boss can bear those dumbasses for such a long time. No doubt he's a dumbass too.
당연히 빡치지 저런 말
I
들으면.
think
C is perfect programming language. We should use C for a new project. Java is the most.
Java is the most practical programming language. We should use Java in our new project.
다 똑같아 목소리가.
After lunch, Jack goes back to his
점심이
desk
끝나고
and returns to his world of O's and ones again. In the real world, there are too many things we
기어로
can't
번역하고 있는
control,
중인가?
like the people who leave you,
이제 지금
like the
직접 해야
dreams you
되는
chase
건가
while
봐요.
you're young. But in the binary world, Jack feels like a wise and powerful emperor. No one can control me, and nothing can stop me. From the depths of the sea
더러운 놈들.
to the ends of the earth, I go wherever I please. Maybe this is what they mean by free as the air.
내 영어를 더
Jack
잘했으면 좋았을 텐데. 설마 저 2000까지 있는 건 아니지? 네, 1111까지겠지.
Sometimes when Jack is tired, he wonders if it's much too early to start working on his dream. But I'm already doing much better than my workmates that just waste their time. At least deep in my heart,
뭔데?
I'll never give up the dream to change the world. Jack is a programmer
지금
who dreams
프로그래머예요.
of changing the world.
오. 뭐야? 또 나왔어? 이번엔 뭘 해야 되는지 또 안 가르쳐주네. 아까보다 많이 올라갔는데. 그거 참 슬프구만. 저 꿈 나오면 이제 챕터 넘어간다는 소린가? 그러네. 챕터 3구만. 아, 다 똑같이 생겼어. 헷갈리게. 로버트야, 로버트? 쌀국수, 뚝배기.
Robert is an Robert hates when people use adjectives before his name, especially arty. Posers talk about art all day, and it finally makes life suck for the true artists.
공공 의견이라고? 총알에 관통이 엄청나군요. 관통력이
So
쩔어.
many fools with dreams of changing the world out there. As a matter of fact, it's challenging enough to stop the world from changing you. So, at the age of
뮤비에
23,
기계어로 써놨네.
Robert quit his easy, stable, lucrative job. On a beautiful Monday morning, he decides to throw his resignation in his manager's face. There's an
이요, 글씨
amazing
속도
world
봐.
out there. I need to escape and see it all for myself.
엄청난데? Get lost.
So Robert packs his luggage, gets on his bike, and sets out on his enlightening journey.
여행을 떠난다고? 전자동이야 집이.
The first destination is Tibet. People say going there can purify the soul.
아 소울을 서울로 들었네. 아이고.
As the developer of this game, I know that Robert
개발자의
never had
게임.
an easy, stable, or lucrative job. And he certainly couldn't afford to throw a resignation in his manager's face.
quiet. 뭐야 둘 다
He's
뚫기만
just
하네.
fantasized about this scenario for a long time, and now he can't tell the reality from the dream.
꿈이 이겨야 돼. 현실은 너무 잔혹한 현실. 뭔데? 얍. 세 개.
Thank goodness the number 318 National Highway is real enough.
이야 이거 쩐다. 오 방금 돌부리에 걸려서 죽을 뻔했네.
Thank heavens he didn't make up his destination, which is called Tibet.
이야 어떻게 하면 이렇게 뭐야 씨. 겁나 잘 속이 넘어가네. 저 사람도 터뜨리는 건가? 이 사람도
People
터뜨리는 건가?
sometimes ask Robert why he retired so young. Robert clears his mind and answers,
We travel somewhat forever. Otherwise, also.
we travel, some of us forever, to seek. Forget it.
아 잊어.
They won't get it. I'll stop talking now.
지금 말하고 싶지 않다고?
Robert begins to realize that he has nothing to say to people who are trapped by their petty lives.
오.
If he could define his state of mind in a single phrase, Robert would call it on the road. Someone always wants to know where the road is going. Way to miss the point completely, Robert thinks to himself. While Robert doesn't really appreciate that kind of question, he doesn't make a big deal out of it. The only answer is to block each message one by one without a word.
Number 318. 리아사?
It's not clear when it started. To purify heart in Tibet has become a twisted hobby for those artsy guys. People tend to look down on them.
Look down 어때?
But Robert knows that if he gave into their petty doubts, he'd turn out as bad as any of them.
당신의 눈을 가져가겠어요. 죽어라. 이것도 잔인한데?
I know some people's souls are beyond help, but the clouds up here put me at ease. You can't fake true tranquility. When I run my fingers along these ancient prayer wheels, I can feel my soul tremble, shaking off old burdens. Right here, right now, I feel the mysterious plateau has purified my soul thoroughly.
레벨업했어 현실에서?
Does that make me pretentious? If listening to your heart makes you pretentious, I'd much rather be pretentious than a failure.
뭔가 심오한 게임인 것 같은데.
After having such an amazing experience, Robert can't wait to travel even further away.
떠나.
In fact, there's nothing but distance further away. Upon the distant barley fields, there's nothing but barley.
한 번 더 떠나.
The further I go, the lonelier I feel. Nothing out there but a lonely tree.
그러나 혼자 있는 나무가 있습니다. 다른 여행.
Then, a stone flew towards me. The stone is bleeding.
오, 돌에서 피나.
7 sisters appear, but no one fits your need.
네 마음에 드는 게 없었다고? 새네.
Standing in a barren field, I found far away. I feel poor and free.
가난하고 자유로워?
These untouchable sisters, this untouchable blood, this untouchable distant happiness.
클릭하지 말란 소린가? 뭐 누를 수밖에 없는데.
Distant happiness.
Distance.
Has anyone ever met?
Has anyone ever met? 누군가 만나본 적은 있을까요? 누군가 본 적은 있을까요?
It has always been thus. Behind the wind is wind.
아 이거 나올 때마다 손가락
Beyond the
너무 아파
sky
진짜.
is sky.
Beyond the sky.
And the road winds on forever.
하늘 사이에. 길은 바람이 있다. 챕터 4, 챕터 몇 가지 있는 거지?
Stop.
스탑,
Haven't you
멈춰.
hypocrites complained enough?
어? 노래가 멈췄어.
Kevin believes he's an artist. The kind of person that should have his own theme song.
마음에 안 드는데?
Stop complaining and fuck right off. Why don't you bring some joy into the world for once?
엄청 많이 들어본 것 같긴 한데 아닌가?
Kevin has always believed that
이번에
anyone who
케빈이야?
thinks the meaning of life
케빈이
is to see
누구지?
the world for themselves is irredeemably dull. You could spend your entire life measuring the world in footsteps.
아 이거 숫자 써져있네. 민망성이네.
However, only animals need to mark their territory to prove they were there. But we're human.
하지만 우린 사람이에요.
God is dead, the people
신은
screamed.
죽었다.
The younger generation no longer believe that the living and the dead will face any kind of final judgment.
마지막 심판, 최후의 심판.
We've finally realized that in this cold, abandoned world, life is so short and absurd. Lucky that we're human. Lucky that we have art.
Artist.
Reality might be flawed, but art can soothe the most tortured souls.
안 쓴 색이 뭐가 있지? 이거 안 썼나?
Of course, great art is seldom easy to understand.
사람들이 이해하지 못했습니다. 훌륭한 예술은 이해하기 어려웠다고?
But that doesn't change this fact. Art is our only chance to achieve immortality. Don't get it wrong. Kevin isn't a painter or anything. In fact, most people will call him a game developer.
게임 개발자.
But Kevin believes that games are the ninth art. It's more accurate to just call him an artist. Truth be told, Kevin made some good games in the past, some of which sold well. Not these games, of course. They sold a lot better than just well. Kevin just took the basic formula of those hits and tweaked them a little bit.
이야, 그게나 2048. 뭐 하려고? 4048. 이 2048에서 두 배에서 2의 배수야. 2의 13배수인가? 12배수인가? 12승인가? 템플러 5.
It's no wonder that they say that all games are rip-offs.
409.
But Kevin always says he only makes these games to support his family. His ultimate goal in life is to make a game that's a true work of art, so he can die without regrets. People ask him all the time what kind of game could possibly let him die without regrets. He always replies, I'm still imagining it. A new day begins.
새로운 날이에요. 화장실에 가죠.
Kevin usually thinks that people who play with their phones in the bathroom are wasting their lives. It might be best to let that electronic nonsense continue to poison their minds. But an artist like Kevin, who wants to create an immortal game, will use that time to evolve creatively.
생각한다. 생각했다. 헐.
Huh. Seems like a perfect game wasn't built in a day. I should take my time, Kevin thinks.
안 닦고 나가네.
Whenever Kevin opens the App Store and sees the same pay-to-win games at the top of the rankings, he despairs over the average player's taste in games.
앱스토어.
But then
Clash of
again,
Clan.
considering that a stagnant market might give him more chance to create a breakthrough game,
Heroes of the Storm.
Kevin can't help but get excited. The only coherent philosophical stance is resistance.
Fully. 아 이게 무슨 일이야? 유다이. 야생의 페이트 미니언 나타났다. 캡처에 실패했어. 부정을 99 데미지 유다이. 다크 소울급 아닌가 이거? 유다이? 아니야 다크 소울보다 쉽겠지. 잠깐만 뭐라고? 유다이. 생겼다 탈출. 탈출이 실패했다. 도망가기 실패했어. 죽고 말았어. 내 유다이를 몇 번이나 본 거지? 기다리라는 소리가 타임 어쩌고저쩌고 했는데 히트를 다시 봐야겠어. 와일드킹 오브 페이. 타임 will end it all. 시간은 이 모든 걸 끝내줄 거라고?
Yet, on second thoughts, Kevin realizes he needs a better strategy. To really fight the status quo, he'll need to understand what's going on in the game industry. So Kevin spends most of his time playing games. Of course, he calls it game research.
게임 검색.
Let's check out the top-ranking games in the App Store first.
아 지금시인가 보구나. 엄청나네. 클래시 오브 캐스. 어나더 스튜디오. 와우.
Are game designers these days always in such a hurry? It's just a black and white prototype, and they're already pushing it to market. Maybe researching this kind of game could help me out. Nah, forget it.
있자.
Let's dig deeper into some casual games. Perhaps I'll find inspiration there.
저런 게임이 다 있어. 레인보우 바운스 샵. 아 이거 어디서 봐도 본 게임 같은데. 뭔데 이거?
For a casual game, its gameplay is okay. but its art style is far too atrocious. My ninth art masterpiece won't look anything like this. Moving on. Next.
다시 하는 것도 되는구나. 엄청난데? The Other Studio. 다른 곳. 뭐 하는 건데? 와우. 짱 재밌는 걸. 점수에서 하면 두종과제 같은 것도 있으려나?
This game has a pretty unique style. Might even attract some casuals. But the gameplay is just like fast food. Simple and insubstantial. That's not what I want.
내가 원하는 게 아니야. 하여간 점수를 내보도록 하겠습니다. 가면서 어려워지겠죠? 졌어고.
But what exactly does Kevin want? He's still trying to imagine it every day. He worries that if he begins work without finding the perfect design,